Asterisk, let me be completely honest with you. When someone pulls away from you, it does not automatically mean they are losing interest. In many cases, the opposite is actually true. Pulling away can be one of the strongest signs that someone is becoming emotionally attached to you. Most men interpret distance as rejection, mind games, or fading attraction. And that misunderstanding is one of the biggest reasons connections fail before they ever have the chance to grow. Emotional attachment does not always show up as constant texting, nonstop calling, or obvious affection. Sometimes it shows up as silence, space, hesitation, and internal conflict. That is what makes it so confusing. When someone is emotionally invested, their thoughts and emotions are constantly racing. They think about you often. They analyze interactions. They worry about saying the wrong thing. They fear doing too much or not enough. Sometimes they pull back simply to manage the intensity of what they feel. It is not manipulation. It is not a strategy. It is emotional depth mixed with care, vulnerability, and uncertainty. Many men misinterpret this internal struggle as indifference, when in reality, it is attachment. What you need to start doing is looking beyond surface behavior. Pay attention to patterns rather than isolated moments. Look for consistency in energy, subtle signs of care, and small actions that show investment. Emotional attachment is rarely loud. It is usually quiet, cautious, and slightly conflicted. That is why it gets misread so often. When you understand this, you stop panicking over temporary distance and start recognizing what is really happening. Beneath the surface, when distance hides desire, most men immediately assume something is wrong. But often, distance is desire wrapped in fear. The more emotionally attached someone becomes, the more vulnerable they feel. They want you, but they are afraid of showing too much. They worry about seeming needy. They worry about being rejected. They worry about losing control of their emotions. That internal tug-of-war creates space. Someone may go from texting frequently and engaging enthusiastically to suddenly becoming quieter or slower to respond. From the outside, it looks like fading interest. Internally, it looks like emotional overload. They are thinking about you constantly, replaying conversations, analyzing tone, and wondering how you feel about them. They are not disappearing. They are regulating themselves. This is emotional attachment in motion. The more someone cares, the more careful they become. They do not want to ruin something that feels important, so they slow down, not because they want less of you, but because they are trying to protect. The connection, emotional attachment, does not always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it hesitates, sometimes it retreats. The key is noticing whether they still check in, still show care in small ways, and still find ways to maintain connection even when they are quiet. Those signs matter far more than message frequency. Another major truth is that when a woman is emotionally attached, she overthinks you constantly. Overthinking is not a sign of doubt or lack of interest. It is a sign of investment. Someone who does not care will not spend hours wondering how you interpreted their message or whether they said the right thing. When she is attached, she replays conversations, analyzes your reactions, and imagines future interactions. She does this because she wants things to go well. She wants to show up in a way that keeps the connection strong. Every pause before replying, every carefully chosen word, and every moment of hesitation is her trying to navigate intense feelings without overwhelming herself or pushing you away. Overthinking is emotional attachment expressed internally. Silence is another area where men misread the situation. Silence does not always mean disinterest. Often, silence means processing. When someone cares deeply, emotions can become too big for words. They may pull back to think, reflect, and organize what they feel. They may go quiet because they do not know how to express everything safely. Silence does not mean absence. It often means presence on a mental and emotional level. She may be thinking about you, replaying moments, considering what she wants, and figuring out how to move forward. Her quiet moments can hold more meaning than constant communication. What matters most is whether there is still effort underneath the quiet. Does she still remember things about you? Does she still check in? Does she still show care in subtle ways? If yes, her silence is not avoidance. It is emotional processing. When you respond to silence with calm instead of panic, you show emotional maturity. That makes her feel safer to open up later. Emotional attachment also reveals itself through small, everyday signals. She remembers your preferences. She recalls things you mentioned casually. She notices your moods. She adjusts her behavior. Around you, she laughs a little harder at your jokes. She softens her tone when you are stressed. She asks about things that matter to you. These behaviors are not accidental. They are signs that you occupy space in her mind. Attachment lives in the details. It lives in the tiny ways someone integrates you into their world. Another important dynamic is the internal battle between wanting you and protecting herself. When someone becomes emotionally attached, they feel exposed. They want closeness, but they are also afraid of getting hurt. That fear creates push and pull behavior. One moment they lean in, the next moment they pull back. Not because they are playing games, but because they are trying to manage vulnerability. The stronger the attachment, the higher the emotional risk feels. Pulling back becomes a form of self-protection. It is not rejection, it is caution. When you react with pressure, frustration, or accusations, you amplify that fear. When you react with patience, steadiness, and confidence, you create safety. Safety is what allows attachment to deepen. She needs to feel that she can have emotions without losing you. She needs to feel that she can take space without being punished for it. A woman who is emotionally attached also watches you closely. Even when she is quiet, she observes how you handle stress. She notices how you treat others. She remembers stories you tell. She studies your patterns. This attention is not casual. It is investment. She is trying to understand you because you matter to her. Observation is one of the most underrated forms of emotional attachment. Your reactions play a massive role in whether her attachment grows or fades. If you panic when she pulls back, you confirm her fears. If you stay grounded, you show strength. Emotional steadiness is attractive. It communicates that you can handle depth. It tells her that she does not need to hide parts of herself. Attachment is not built through chasing. It is built through presence. It is built through consistency. It is built through emotional safety. When you stop interpreting every pause as a threat and start responding with calm confidence, you change the entire dynamic. You become the person she feels safe attaching to. The truth is simple. Pulling away does not automatically mean losing interest often. It means someone cares more than they know how to handle. It means they are thinking about you. It means they are balancing desire with fear. It means they are emotionally invested. When you learn to see beyond surface behavior and focus on patterns, small gestures, and consistency, you start recognizing real attachment for what it is. Emotional attachment is not always loud. It is often quiet. It is often cautious. It is often hidden beneath hesitation. The men who understand this are the men who build deeper connections. They do not chase fear. They do not punish uncertainty. They provide stability, and stability is what turns emotional attachment into lasting connection.